Gyan Yoga, the path of knowledge. The young seeker found the sage not in a temple, but under the vast, ancient banyan tree at the edge of the village, where the sounds of the world faded into a green silence. The seeker's mind was a storm, a whirlwind of desires, fears, philosophies gathered from books, and a persistent, aching question that no ritual seemed to answer. Guruji, he began, bowing deeply. I have practiced devotion. I have tried to still my mind. I have served others. Yet, the core of my sorrow remains. I still feel like a fragment, adrift. Is there a path for one who is plagued by doubt, for one who must know? The sage opened his eyes, which held the calm of deep, still waters. There is, he said, his voice like dry leaves rustling. It is the most direct, yet most demanding path. It is the path of fire, not of water. It is Gyan Yoga, the path of knowledge. But understand, my child, this is not the knowledge of books, or of science, or of the world's opinions. This is the knowledge of the knower itself. The seeker sat, confusion knitting his brow. Knowledge of the knower? How does one study the one who studies? That, the sage said, a faint smile touching his lips, is the entire journey. It is the path of viveka and vairagya, of discernment and of renunciation. First, you must develop the razor-sharp discernment to separate the real from the unreal, the eternal from the temporary. Look around. The sage pointed to the banyan tree. You see a tree. Is that what is real? Your eyes report shape and color. Your mind labels it tree. But in darkness, the form vanishes. In winter, the leaves fall. In 100 years, this giant will be dust. That which changes, that which appears and disappears, is Maya, the phenomenal illusion. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, the world itself, all are part of this ever-changing projection. To see this clearly, without sentiment, is viveka. The seeker felt a chill. If my body and mind are unreal, then what? What am I? Now, the sage whispered, leaning forward, you have asked the only question that matters. This is where the path turns inward. The practice is neti, neti, not this, not this. He continued, are you the body that ages and aches? Neti, are you the emotions that surge and fade like a storm? Neti, are you the thoughts that drift through your mind like clouds? Neti, you are not the objects you perceive. You are the perceiver. You are not the thoughts. You are the thinker. You are the unchanging screen upon which the movie of you, with all its drama of body and mind, plays out. The seeker's mind raced, trying to grasp this. It feels like trying to catch my own shadow. It is, the sage nodded, which is why Gyan Yoga provides the great mantras not for chanting, but for deep, contemplative meditation. The most powerful is Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. I am the ultimate reality. He explained, do not say it lightly. Your intellect will rebel. It will shout, I am small. I am sinful. I am separate. Your job is to use your intellect itself as the tool to dismantle this lie. Meditate on this. The same consciousness that animates you, that gives you the capacity to say, I am, is the same consciousness that shines in the sun, breathes in the forest, and dances in the stars. There is only one. A wave thinking it is separate from the ocean is the only sin. Aham Brahmasmi is the wave remembering its true nature as water. But Guruji, the seeker protested, his voice trembling. I feel my separation so intensely. My pain feels so real. This is where vairagya, renunciation, comes, the sage said gently. It is not renouncing the world and moving to a cave. It is renouncing your identification with it. It is the inner letting go of the belief that happiness lies in any object, person, or achievement. You see the mirage for water and you stop chasing it. This dispassion is not coldness. It is the ultimate freedom to engage with the world without being bound by it. You play your role, but you know you are the actor, not the character. The sage then described the 3 stages of practice on this path. First, Shravana, listening. You hear these teachings from a realized source, not just from a book. The words must carry the vibration of truth. Second, Manna, contemplation. You chew on these truths. You debate them within, examine them from all angles, test them against your own experience. You use reason to dismantle doubt until the intellect itself surrenders to understanding. Finally, Nididhyasana, profound meditation. Here, you go beyond thought. You abide as the truth, I am Brahman. You let go of the meditator, the meditation, and the object of meditation. You rest as pure, undifferentiated awareness. The sage fell silent. The evening sun cast long shadows. The seeker sat, the storm in his mind replaced by a vast, empty sky. The questions hadn't been answered with words. They had been dissolved by a new way of seeing. This path, the sage concluded, is for the spiritually brave. It requires an intellect sharp enough to cut its own illusions and a heart steady enough to face the dissolution of the separate self. It is the path of the warrior who uses the sword of wisdom to slay the only real enemy, the ignorance of one's true nature. When that ignorance falls, what remains is not a new piece of knowledge. It is Gyan itself, not known but realized. You are and have always been what you sought. The seeker bowed, not with gratitude for an answer given, but with reverence for a mirror held up. He walked away not to a library, but into the deepening twilight, understanding that his only textbook was his own existence, and his final exam would be the silent, unwavering recognition of the self in all and all in the self.